Um, so, welcome to this short presentation of the SoundEar 3 Wi-Fi system. I'm just going to just a second. I'll close this. I'm going to share my screen with you. There we go. Just a second. Share your desktop. Yeah. So, just quickly, what we will go through, what's going to be the topic for this meeting. So we're just going shortly to go through what's included in the Wi-Fi pack and how it works, and the difference between the cloud broker and the local broker, and then we're going to go through an installation process of the Wi-Fi, and also how you change the site ID and set a new refresh rate in the software before you do the configuration of the SoundEar 3 devices. The Wi-Fi pack is an add-on to the SoundEar 3 system as it is right now. So you don't need to do anything with the SoundEar 3 that you have purchased so far. They will work with the Wi-Fi add-on. It contains of a SoundEar micro PC, a small micro USB cable with a USB-A cable that you can connect, so you can connect the SoundEar 3 to the micro PC, and then a power adapter for the micro PC. The micro PC will also feed the SoundEar 3 with power, so you don't need to connect the SoundEar 3 to an external power. It will be fed by the micro PC. Just a second, there we go. So the difference between cloud broker and local broker and how the whole communication system works. The micro PC, when connected to a SoundEar 3, it turns into a publisher and it forwards all its measurements to the Wi-Fi access point, either via Wi-Fi or the local area network. This is for if you're using a local area network. A lot of companies have a lot of firewalls, so people are not able to hack their systems, as based on the experiences we've seen throughout the world, where people have been hacked by hackers from different places. So with the local area network, the system only runs on an internal system. Nothing is being sent out of the building. A designated computer which has the SoundEar software will pull the measurements out of the system as long as the site ID that you configure the SoundEar 3 devices with matches the site ID on the receiving software. We will go through how to set the site ID in the demonstration later. So this is for the local area, the local network. The cloud broker, it's much like with the local broker. You have the micro PC and it turns into a publisher, but instead of forwarding all its measurements to into the local network, it forwards all the measurements to the cloud broker. If you have an online computer which has the same site ID as your unit has been configured with, you will be able to receive measurements if you're online anywhere in the world, because we're using the cloud broker. So that's the difference between using a local broker and using a cloud broker. Just a second. To start out with, I will show you how you set the site ID in the software. You go to Setup and you go to Cloud. As a standard, the site ID, as default, the site ID will be the PC's MAC address. But you can change that to whatever you want to. Also, if you have different setups, for example, we have I'm overviewing measurements from different sites, so I have different site IDs. So if I change the site ID in the software, I will receive measurements from the systems that I have configured with the different site IDs. For this demonstration purpose, I will just use the site ID webinar. The refresh rate refers to how often your software will be updated with LAEQ 1 second measurements. So in this case, we've set it for 5 seconds, meaning that every 5th second the software will be updated with LAEQ 1 second measurements. I have unmarked local broker since I will be using the cloud broker. If you mark local broker, it will show you the IP address of the network that your receiving PC is connected to. But since we will be using the cloud broker, I will unmark this box. A new feature is that you can receive an email notification if for somehow one of your units loses the connection to the software. Here you can see as standard it's set for 10 minutes. Which means that if one of my units loses the connection to the software for more than 10 minutes, I will receive an alarm email if I type in my email address right here. So I will configure the software with the new site ID, and then I need to restart the software in order to activate the new site ID. Good. So I will now, and just one more important thing, you need to install the software. Right now we're still fixing a few things with the Wi-Fi software, so it's still in a beta version, so you need to install the software that's on the USB stick which is sent with the SoundEar 3 system in order to make sure that you have the right version of the software. Since the Wi-Fi software has not been released yet. To make a configuration, you connect the SoundEar 3 directly to the PC. A small pop-up will show on the screen. There we go. So here we'll go in and name my device. I will just call it webinar. If I want to receive an alarm email if the noise exceeds a certain level, I can type this here and type in my email address. I'm not going to do that now. I will unmark local broker since I will be using the cloud broker for this demonstration, and I will type in the information for our network. If you're in doubt regarding as to if you've typed in the right connection, you can press ABC, which will show you what you have written in the password. I will configure the device, pressing OK. Good. Now the setting has been configured to the device. Since we are working, the communication right now is unfortunately only one-way communication, meaning that when you disconnect the device, you're not able via Wi-Fi to go in and change your light settings to the device. So we recommend that before you disconnect the device, that you make your light settings in the defined settings area. I'm not going to change anything here, it's just so you know that you need to make your light settings before you connect the SoundEar 3 to the network. Good. I will now disconnect the device and connect it to the SoundEar micro PC, and then connect the micro PC to power. As mentioned before, I just need to find the USB cable. There we go. So as mentioned before, the SoundEar 3 is being fed with power from the SoundEar micro PC. So it's important that you connect the system in the right order, meaning first you connect the SoundEar 3 to the micro PC, and then you connect the micro PC to power. So that's done. I'll just wait a few seconds until I can see that it's starting up, And then I will press cloud devices. Would you like to connect to the SoundEar cloud and collect measurements? Yes. Good. The first time you connect a unit, it can take up to 2 minutes before you start receiving measurements. And you can see that you're receiving measurements that the column will switch from gray to green. So while we wait, I will quickly just ask, do you have any questions so far?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment?
Not
Very
at
good.
the moment.
Good. So while we wait, I'll just go to library and give you a short demonstration on how you view measurements in the measurement library. Here I have 3 devices which I'm interested in viewing measurements from. So I select these devices and I want to view measurements from the 21st of February to the 25th. So I mark the devices and I press update. And there we go. As standard in the measurement library, it will show you LAEQ 1 minute measurements. Since when you are viewing a lot of data, usually that should be sufficient. But you can also view them as LAEQ 1 second measurements using the arrows here in the bottom and show in chart. Chart statistics will, as a standard, show you the statistics for all the chosen devices, but you can, by using the arrows, see the statistics for the area that's been showed for the different devices, where you can see the minimum, the minimum value, average, the maximum value, and the peak count for these devices. If you want to export, you can export CSV file for multiple devices for what's shown in the picture right now. What you do is that you go to export, you take CSV, I will put it in the desktop, and I'll save them as LAEQ 1 second. Good, there we go. So I'll just minimize this. If we go to the desktop, and I open the Excel file, you can see here, whoops, an overview of these chosen devices in one file, so you can go in if you want to use them in another program. So these are for from the 21st and to the 25th. So it's a lot of data you have. Yeah, 426,155 lines. So it's going to be a lot of data if you want to work with it in an external program. It's just to show you that it's possible. So we don't want to save this. We'll go back to the software and I'll go back to live measurements. So you can see now it's online and I'm receiving measurements, which is very good. If I had multiple devices, I can go to select devices and then just either press select all if I want to view all devices, or press select none and then choose the devices I want shown in the live screen. The software will still save measurements from the devices that's not been chosen, but it's to give you a better overview if you have, for example, 20 devices running at the same time. If you want to view live measurements as a graph, you double click on the graph and you come to this graph picture, which will automatically be updated with LAEQ 1 second measurements every 5th second. Good. Any questions?
You told me the version is of the actual USB stick on the SoundEar 3.
Yes.
Or I have the version on my tablet. One moment, please. It's down SoundEar 3 1323, and when I a double tick of software update. I have it also.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is that the Wi-Fi version
Yeah.
is a beta version at the moment, because right now I'll just show you. We have this version that I'm showing you right here
Yeah.
is version 09033.
Okay.
So that's the 33rd version of the Wi-Fi software that I'm working with at the moment. We have in this version. I have disconnected the ability to update the software, because the released version is 1.3. What is it? 1.3.1.33 or something like that.
Okay.
So if you're using the Wi-Fi version, you should either contact us and we will send you the latest update. We expect to release this software within the next month. There's a few things that we need to fix. For example, we have one issue with the amper dongles, the wireless amper dongles.
Yeah.
There are some things that is working in a strange way in the Wi-Fi version, and we want to fix that, because all the versions we've sold with amper dongles needs to be working on this wireless version as well.
Next exhibition I have in October this year. So
okay, perfect. We are talking, I mean, end April latest.
Okay.
I mean, it is the final fixes we are addressing at the moment, and one of them are that we want to make sure that the amper dongle works perfectly with the Wi-Fi software as well. And when that's fixed, we need to do some thorough test here in the office. Then we will release the software.
Okay.
So if you want to work and try out the Wi-Fi software, just get in contact with us, and we will send you the latest version of the software.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Any other questions?
No, not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Is there any other thing you want demonstrated in the software as to configuration, as to how it works, as how you view and change the IP addresses?
I have that normal slider, SVP statistic. No, I have my data on an Excel file. I see it. No, I'm work a little bit with the actual software without Wi-Fi, with the dongles, and no, at the moment it's all clear.
Okay, because if you can always reach out to us, and then we can have a personal session.
Martin, the presentation that you just gave, where you described the local broker and the cloud and the micro computer and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that available somewhere for us?
It is. What we will do is that we're going to send support documents, which will include videos showing the right way to make a configuration with Wi-Fi, the cloud broker, video with the local broker, a document describing the difference between LAS and LAF, since this is something that has been requested, and also this small PowerPoint, so people they can see it and use it for sales purposes.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting the final touches on these support documents, and I expect to send them this Thursday.
Yeah.
And along with that, you will also receive a copy of this session, so you can go back and view what we've discussed and how I made the configuration.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Found it also on YouTube later.
We can put it on YouTube as well.
Yeah, you have some videos on YouTube, and it's easy for me to say to my customers, look at this session on YouTube.
Yeah. This is something that we are going to be doing more of in the future, for different features in the software. So if people they contact you and say, I would like to know more about how you work with defined settings, which possibilities do you have with light settings? We're going to make a separate video for that part. There'll be a separate video for the cloud broker configuration, a separate video for the local broker configuration, a separate video explaining the IP addresses and how that whole system is set up and how it works. We're also talking about making a video on how you hang the unit on the wall and what the measuring range is. So we're going to make a lot of support videos over the next few months up to the summer that you can use and send to your customers. Okay. They will be in English to start out with, but it's quite easy for us to have German subtitles on them.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. So to start out with, they will be in English, but we can easily put German subtitles on them.
But I think it's also a very good idea to put them on YouTube.
Yeah, but they will be put on YouTube as soon as we made them. We've not put these videos on YouTube yet since we've not released the software.
No, okay,
I have changed the videos 2 times already.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put the videos out there before I know that we have the finished version of the software.
No, that's wise.
Yeah. Okay. Good. But if there's no other questions, I will end this session. It was just a short introduction to the new Wi-Fi software and how it works. Do you know how you set up a generate a noise report?
A generator noise report.
Generate a noise report. Otherwise, I'll just quickly show it. You can generate noise report in the software. So what you do is that you go to setup, you go to reporting, and you press this green plus sign, and then you can give it a name.
Okay.
I'll just call it webinar 2. You can choose if you want to receive a report either on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, and what time you want to receive the report. So here I want to receive the report at 9 o'clock in the morning. I want to view measurements from 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock, and then I can choose the devices I want included in the report. Right now I only have one device connected, so that's quite simple. I can choose the noise levels I want set in the report, and then I will automatically receive a report on a daily basis on 9 o'clock. I'll just quickly show you what a report looked like. Here I've set up, you can see that this report is from today. It's for a wireless setup that we have running in Jutland for a test purpose at the moment. This way it's also a way for me to make sure that all the meters are measuring correctly. You can see the report time is from midnight to midnight. It will give me the most noisy locations, and I can see here where have the lowest noise been measured, the highest noise levels, and critical noise levels. That means that when has it exceeded and gone up to the red area. We can see that has been 40 times at device EGC1. Cook means kitchen. So it's an easy way on a daily basis to get an overview of your noise meters, because people are not going to be looking into the software 24 hours. They will open it from time to time and maybe change some settings. But this way you can get a noise report on a daily basis, and will quickly get an overview and see, okay, this unit has exceeded the noise levels a lot of times. Why is that? And then you can go in and address those issues instead of having to monitor the software. The software is doing the monitoring for you.
That's good.
Yeah.
So
okay. Yeah.
One question.
Yeah.
So the micro PC, is it the Wi-Fi module on the price list?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, for 199 for one and 589 for one. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the question.
Perfect. But it is the Wi-Fi module on the price list.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
That's
Good.
all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if there are no further questions, I will end this session once more. If you have any follow-up questions later on, just please reach out to me. I will send support documents this week with videos and different documents that you can use. And yes, again, just reach out if you have any other questions.
First I have to sell it, and then comes my customers with questions.
Yeah, of course. We can also, and we've done that quite a lot of times, do online session with your customers. So we can, and in that way, help them instead of they have to go to you and then you have to go to us. Sometimes it's easier if we can go directly to the customer and you can be online through TeamViewer or how we are doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was very good, Martin.
Thank you, Dorte.
A good introduction for us.
Yes, thank you. Okay, well, have a nice afternoon.
Yeah, also.
Good.
Yeah, you too, all of you.
Okay.
Same to you.
Good.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.